Whatever you have come in anticipating, whatever you expect or worry for our world, for the future, or for our lives, let it go. Make space in your heart to be surprised. Make room in your soul for a new story to take shape. Let astonishment be possible at this life that remains a miracle. Imagine here the bursting of joy, relentless and resilient, coming in waves, washing over us, with music and story, silence, and still this dreaming together, being hope for each other and courage to believe in this new day dawning for us all. Come, let us worship together.
morning, everyone. My name is Jason, and I'll be your worship associate today. And we're very happy to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Berkeley, which is a welcoming congregation. We're always working on how to better welcome and care for one another. So if this is your first time here, we're so glad you've come. And whoever you are, we welcome you in the fullness of who you are. As we begin, we would like to acknowledge that this church occupies land in Huichin, the unceded territory of the Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people. We understand that we continue to benefit from the seizure and occupation of this land. We acknowledge and embrace our responsibility to take restorative action, and we affirm that this is deeply felt and commit our congregation to be in right relationship with Indigenous communities, aligning in solidarity, supporting Indigenous projects, and caring properly for the land. Let us rekindle our chalice flame with these words by Cynthia Landrum. For the wonder and inspiration we seek from sun and stars and all the lights of the heavens, we light this chalice. We also pause to remind ourselves of some of the foundations of resilience. With Reverend Michelle, we light a candle of courage. We light a candle of acts of service, a candle of fellowship, and a candle of hope. May we find and cultivate these foundations of resilience in ourselves and in one another. This morning marks the fourth Sunday in the season of Advent and the Christian tradition, and each week until Christmas we have been lighting a new candle on the Advent wreath, symbols of hope, peace, joy, and love. As the season reaches its completion, we prepare for new life to dawn. Our hearts soften and our arms open to embrace its brightness. This morning we light the fourth candle, and we light this candle as a reminder that there is no greater power in the world than love. Through this community, we can become a blessing to one another. Our love is magnified, and our lives are changed. We can hardly wait any longer for the wonder of love to be revealed. And may we risk enough to become vulnerable and welcome holy tenderness. Now, please join us in singing our opening carol, the first Noel. The words will be on the screen.
Shepherds in fields as they
Please join me in saying our covenant. Love guides this church. The quest for truth and justice is its common purpose. To give thanks, listen deeply, speak with care, honor our differences, and seek and grant forgiveness. These things we covenant with one another.
Wasn't that just marvelous? Yeah, let us take in a big deep breath and then let it out with a nice vocal sigh. Ready? And again. As we fill and share this space together with movement, with joy, and with one another's presence. So I invite us to join in this sacred time in our service. The entire service is sacred, but this is a time to remind ourselves that we each are sacred and those around us are sacred, whatever may be going on in our lives. So I invite you today, with all of the questions and stresses and challenges and joys that may be happening, just to wrap yourself in a warm hug for a moment, whether metaphorically or if you just want to put your arms around you and just give yourself a hug and wrap yourself in that warmth while we sit together in silence for a moment. Enjoying that hug? Let's do it a couple more breaths and sighs. Ready? And one more. Yeah. So to help us enter into the spirit in which the rest of the service will be progressing, I'm going to lead you on a bit of a guided visualization. So now that we've settled, I invite you to just feel yourself in your seat even more fully. Close your eyes. Rest your arms in a way that is most comfortable for them. Rest your feet in a way that is most comfortable for them. And empty your mind of the different thoughts that may be swirling, the different images, the music. Let it float away like clouds, leaving space behind. And in that space in your mind, I invite you to look out and see the night sky around you. The sky up above your head, stars, constellations. Look up and notice you can even see the Milky Way stretched out across the sky. Under your feet, you feel the ground. You feel grass, cool grass, touching your feet, touching your shoes, your legs, standing in an open space, an open field with that glorious night sky stretched out over your head. It is slightly chilly, not cold, but chilly, and you feel your coat or cloak around you, helping to keep your warmth in. The stars stretched out above, quiet from the sky, but around you, you hear the sounds of animal footsteps on the grass. You're not worried, these are footsteps you know well. And occasionally you hear the bleating of the sheep all around you. Some of them come close, maybe they brush up against your legs. They're familiar with you as you are familiar with them, of them. You know these sheep. You've been with them for their entire lives. Moving around they are, maybe an occasional snore, occasional baas of the sheep. Just being there in the night, waiting, perhaps you're not sure what. And as you are aware of the sheep around you, you take in a breath and release it, seeing your breath in front of you in the open, clear air. And again, your gaze moves up to the stars above, the Milky Way, the stars you may or may not know are even deeper into space that you cannot see, but are there nonetheless. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and return to this space. Our meditative music, I believe the words will be on screen for Within the Shining of a Star. It's number 238 in the gray hymnal. Please remain seated.
Within the shining of a star,
So, who's ready for a pageant? Yeah. Do we have any Marys, Marians, Joseph, Josephines, angels, animals out there? Because at some point, I'm going to ask for volunteers. And I would absolutely love for anyone who wants to be one of those roles to come up and join us. We have costumes for you. And let us begin.
And we can have multiple of anything. So please. Yes. Yes.
There are many animals to be. So, welcome to Bethlehem, everyone. Let us open our eyes and ears to the story of when Jesus was born. And who do we need first? What two people would we have found on the road to Bethlehem? Who might that have been? Mary, Joseph, or Marian, Josephine. So, if anybody wants to be a Mary or a Joseph or a Marian or a Josephine, please come forward. Where are our Marys and our Josephs? Our Marians, our Josephines. So a Mary and a Joseph. Can we get a Mary or a Joseph? Oh, I think I see a Joseph. I think I see a Mary. Excellent. Okay, that's coming. Wonderful. So, thank you, Mary and Joseph. So, you get to make some noise, Mary and Joseph. All right? So, if you are Mary or you are Joseph, then when you hear the word child, you're going to say, "Aww, aww." We can all do it together. All right, so child. Aww. All right, let's practice one more time. So in the manger on that really cold night in Bethlehem, there was born a child. Aww. Right. Excellent. And think about what Mary, Marian, Joseph, and Josephine have been through by the time that they get to Bethlehem. They've walked more than 100 miles all the way from Nazareth just so that they could pay their taxes. Can you see them walking? Here they come. Thank you. As the sun hangs low, their dusty feet dragging, their pace so slow, they lift up their eyes to no vacancy signs. Poor Mary. She's feeling just a little bit riled. She knows there's not long to wait before she greets her child. Aww. Good job. So they get turned away from the inn. Where do they end up? They end up in the stable. So what do we find in a stable? Animals. So, I think I see some animals. Do I see some animals? Oh. I see some animals, and I think that we have some animals for our animals. So, we're going to pass out some animals. And guess what you get to do? Anyone who wants to be an animal, take a stuffed animal. Yeah. And you guys get to make really great sounds. So, whatever stuffed animal you get, you're going to make the noise of that animal. Everybody have a good look at their animal. Okay. We'll let this settle for a moment. All right. So everybody have a look at your animal and decide what animal you think that is, and you're going to make the sound of that animal. What animal? What sound does your animal make? On the count of 3, let's make the sound of our animal. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. All right, so good job. So now, whenever you hear the word friend, you're going to make the sound of the animal. So I'll give you an example. Cows, sheep, donkeys, and hens, I've never had such excellent friends. Yeah. Who's got that cobra down there? All right. All right. Perfect. Now, this is something that most people don't know. There was someone else in the stable that night, the person who takes care of the animals and would feed them and give them water and even sleep there to make sure that no one bothered them at night. Who is that person? The stable hand. And here she is now.
The soon-to-be new parents. Such a pitiful sight. Her eyes were so tired, I felt bad for their plight. No room at the inn is the story they told. So I made a decision that felt rather bold. We tidied our creche, my four-footed friends, and got some assistance from a couple of hens. Then my stable yard crowd, we made not a sound. We gave them their space, the first that they'd found. Not a moo, not a baa, not an oink, not a cluck. We lifted our eyes and prayed for good luck. But lo, the sound that night was soon shattered by the sound of a newborn, his laughter and chatter. Mother and child are both doing well, though Joseph, I think, had a brief fainting spell. Tonight we take pride in the message we send. You can always rely on a four-footed friend.
So that's what was happening in Bethlehem that night. But what was going on out in the fields? It's winter, it's cold, but if you're a shepherd, you have to stay out there and take care of the sheep. Here comes a shepherd now to tell us what she saw that night. I have a feeling that she's going to tell us about some crazy angels that she saw up in the sky. So who wants to be an angel? Do we have any angels? Okay, you can be an angel too. Why not? All right, so angels. We're going to crown our angels. Great. I love all these animal angels. This is amazing. All right. So if you are an angel, you have a big thing to do. Every time you hear the word angel, you're going to flap your wings and whisper the word joy. So who can show me a flap of angel wings? Angel wings. Ah, awesome out there. Yeah, all right. And so you're going to flap your wings, and then you're going to whisper, joy, joy, joy. It's a loud joy. That's right. I have a loud whisper. It's very true. I have a loud whisper, a loud voice. All right, excellent. So, good job. So, and Mary and Joseph and animals, remember, you might hear your word too, so listen carefully. So let's see what the shepherd has to tell us about that amazing night.
The sheep were agog, and us along with them, our eyes all so wide at the night now a-glisten. For filling the darkness were angels. Joy. In flight, swooping and soaring on wings made of light. There, under the stars, we looked to the sky as heavenly voices were heard from on high. No need to fear, we come with good news. A child born tonight will banish the blues. One angel, joy, did cartwheels and sang hallelujah, then gave us a wink and said, "What's it to ya?" To Bethlehem, hurry before word gets out. One look at this babe and you'll give a great shout. And lo, in a stable midst friends, feathered and furry, we slowed and we paused, no longer in hurry. For there in the manger, with eyes full of laughter, a child
Aww.
who would change our world ever after.
Hold on a second. Who's still missing from the story? There's usually 3 of them. Yes, the 3 wise persons. Who wants to come up and be a wise person? We got any wise people out there? Yeah. All right. So in reality, there were very likely more than 3 wise persons because you traveled in large groups during that time. So there can be as many wise people as we would like. All right. So who are our wise? I see 1 wise person. I see more wise people. All right. Excellent. Wise angel animals, awesome. Yes. No one else? True. All right, so if you are a wise person, every time you hear the word wise, you're going to say, And maybe if you really are feeling inspired, you can give us a little Dr. Strange here. A little, yeah. All right. Excellent. Now, to give us the wise person perspective, we're going to need someone who actually is a wise person. Do we have a wise person? There is our wise person. A wise person.
We came from the east on pure intuition, tracking a star beyond our cognition. It led us a path across mountains and streams, great deserts, wide valleys, beyond all our dreams. The sights that we saw brought joy to our eyes and forced us to wonder if we'd ever been wise. The truth is, we thought our star signaled a king, and so it is royal gifts that we bring. But seeking that king, we found but a child.
Aww.
Whose mother and father looked up with a smile. We delivered those gifts, but could have done better. Frankincense can't compete with a blanket or sweater. Still kneeling in hay, in that moment in history, we knew just enough to bow before mystery. For each night is holy that sees a babe born, a stray dog adopted, an orphan made warm. So this I surmise, as one who is wise, dear angels,
Joy.
and friends, it is love that transcends. For here is a child
Aww.
come from heaven above, whose message is simple. Nothing matters but love.
And here ends our pageant.
Thank you, Nadia.
I would love a bow from our Mary and Joseph, Marians and Josephines. Can we get a bow from you? And may we get a bow from our animal friends? And may we get a bow from our angels? Mm-hmm. And may we get a bow from our wise people? Yes. And may we have a bow from our lead performers? And may we have a round of applause for every single one of you for being such an amazing audience. Blessings. Thank you.
At this point in our service, we invite you to make an offering. And with our offering, each of us has the opportunity to recommit to making UUCB a strong and vibrant community. For now, as we have been, we're conducting the offering in the sanctuary without passing the plate. Instead, you can either give electronically, or you can take a donation envelope from the back of the pew in front of you and place it in the donation box that we see in the atrium. You can also see on the back of your name card there is a QR code if you would like to be taken to the website where you can give electronically. And we also support our wonderful Good Neighbor organization through the plate offering. Each week, half of our plate offering is shared with a Good Neighbor organization recommended by our Social Justice Committee. We are grateful that you've continued to practice generosity with our Good Neighbor through these very hard times. And this month, our Good Neighbor is Urban Tith. Urban Tith is an organization founded in Richmond in 2005 that conducts a myriad of programs, including community gardens, classes for high school students, and distribution of fresh produce to local communities. Urban Tith inspires, hires, and trains local residents to cultivate agriculture, feed our community, and restore relationships to land to build a more sustainable food system within a just and healthy community. Offerings of any value are greatly appreciated.
Sing we Noel, sing we joyously Noel. Joyously sing of the news we have to tell. Born to us in the little village of Bethlehem on this day, He is the little Christ, child so pure and holy. He's sleeping there in the hay.
Sing we Noel, sing we joyously Noel. Joyously sing of the news we have to tell. Poor little baby, no other place was found, except in a manger with cows and sheep around. Yea, the glory of this sweet baby was sung by angels so fair. There were wise men, shepherds, that give him honor and bring him presents so rare. Sing we Noel, sing we joyously Noel. Joyously sing of the news we have to tell. Tum tum tum, 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 tum tum tum.
Please join me in dedicating our offering. We dedicate our offering and ourselves to the mission of this congregation to create loving community, inspire spiritual growth, and encourage lives of integrity, joy, and service.
This has been so fun, hasn't it? And you know, there is more fun in store the rest of this week. 4 p.m. today, right here in the sanctuary, Messiah is back. It'll also be live streamed, so please, I think they're doing ticket sales in the atrium after the service. You can also get a ticket to get the link for the live stream, and I hope that you can join in this fabulous annual tradition that is back. And there are lots of holiday services coming up also. This Wednesday, 7 p.m., we have a winter solstice service. The Labyrinth, the Tinsel Labyrinth, and the Social Hall will be up starting on Wednesday as well. Then Christmas Eve services, Saturday, Christmas Eve, 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. There will be both, they'll be streamed online, they'll be right here, we'll be lighting the candles, we'll be singing lots of carols. It will be some fabulous holiday time together. And if you want some extra Christmas Eve fun, at noon here in the sanctuary, the movie A Christmas Story will be playing. And at 2 on Christmas Eve here in the sanctuary, It's a Wonderful Life. Because, come on, we've got a great big screen, we got great sound. Let's have some fun with Christmas movies. Now, if you're going to be streaming the Christmas Eve service, or you can't be here for the service but would still like to take part in the candle lighting, there is a basket out on the welcome table with the same candles that we use for the lighting and a little blessing. So if you can't be here, grab one of the candles there or come by sometime this week to get one of the candles so you can still be part of this fabulous tradition. And last but not least, Hanukkah starts at sundown tonight, so happy Hanukkah. And now you'll want to sing one more carol? No, Beth has something before we do that.
Do we at UUCB have wonderful employees or what? You're invited to show your appreciation to our great staff by contributing to a New Year's monetary gift for them. You can see us out at the atrium. Gifts are accepted in cash, check, Venmo, PayPal, pennies, you name it, we'll take it through January 8th. So see Elaine Miller or myself, or see us out at the atrium, and we'll have this information for you in writing too. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. All right, please rise in body or in spirit. Angels we have heard on high. Let's have some fun singing.
Another day, during which I have had eyes, ears, hands, and the great world around me. And with tomorrow begins another. With awareness of the wonder of this day, as well as the next, may we leave here committed to living our days as the marvels that they are.